Good afternoon, Michael Massarang here again. And today I'm at a house in Charlotte in the 28205 zip code, a referral from one of my real estate agents that I work with pretty regularly. This is actually one of her rental properties. And she asked me to inspect the crawl space. We're having some standing water issues at the front left corner. And also she wanted me to just give an overall look of the installation that another company performed in the past. So we're going to go to the Crawlspace store here next and take a look at what was installed. Here we are at the Crawlspace entrance, and it looks like a fiber reinforced liner was installed here. Let's see if we can see what kind it is. Looks like it's probably a 10 to 12 mil liner. Let's crawl in here. Turn on the lights. This does look like what we call a basic moisture controlled crawl space. It's not a full encapsulation, as the piers are not wrapped and the curtain wall is not wrapped, or where the liner is fastened 3 inches below the sill plate. That doesn't necessarily concern me very much, but some companies will do this hybrid protocol to save a little bit of money, and they'll call it an encapsulation, but it's really not. Just a basic moisture controlled crawl space. This is an April air dehumidifier. I did find that the wood moisture levels were down to 6%, so I raised the level of the dehumidifier to 65%, and that will enable that wood moisture to recover. We do want that wood moisture to get between 10 and 14%. Often you'll find that with these closed crawl space protocols, they get too darn dry, especially in the winter. This company chose to put the dehumidifier right by the crawl space entrance. It should have been installed in the middle of the crawl space to evenly distribute the air movement more effectively, as dehumidifiers don't really run well in crawl spaces, especially the tighter the crawl space. They did put a duct kit on this unit. I don't like duct kits, as the exhaust is being forced down to the middle of the crawl space, as you will see here. Duct kits hamper the efficiency of the dehumidifier, and it would work better without the duct kit. And if we move the dehumidifier to the center of the crawl space, the dehumidifier would perform better. Also, if a network of dead corner fans were added to this crawl space at strategic points, that would also help the air to move around more effectively, extending the lifespan of that dehumidifier by many, many years. As you can see here, we have a network of ductwork here. It's hard to get around. This is why the company chose to install the dehumidifier close to the door. It was easier to do it that way. So a little bit of laziness here, but that's common. I was asked to look at this company. Also decided to put this expensive liner down, and they didn't put any foundation drains, which, you know, not every house needs the assistance of sump pumps and foundation drains, but obviously we're getting some seepage here, and this may require pulling the liner and installing some interior drain tiles combined with a sump pump. We'll investigate the exterior once we leave to see if there could be an exterior solution to this problem, but you can see where the staining is damaging the liner and, of course, spiking the moisture content in the crawl space over time. So something we need to address here. The client did pay for a mold remediation, or what we call an industrial cleaning service. As you can see here, I'm still seeing evidence of microbial growth on this floor joist, and I don't anticipate there was any clearance. The client didn't tell us that there was a clearance done, but if you're doing a mold remediation, you should have third-party clearance. And what really put it over the top for me is climbing underneath. This isn't easy getting to this area, as you can see here. This wasn't even touched. So we have a company here calling themselves a professional remediation company. This mold hasn't even been touched. So any third-party clearance would never have passed this. And this company that did this work obviously is not Normie or IICRC certified, which is important. The Carolinas don't require a license to clean mold. It looks to me like somebody let off some sort of fog in here, which you cannot clean mold with a fog. But because this state doesn't enforce any type of protocol for mold cleaning, you have companies out there calling fogging a mold remediation. And because that was an easier pick, that protocol is most likely what was chosen here. You can see that on all these joists here, there's no way a third-party mold hygienist would clear this crawl space. No way. So you can begin to see the level of corruption and incompetence that's rampant in this industry. So, you know, did this customer get their money's worth? Maybe on some level. I mean, the liner, you know, the liner install is, you know, it's fair, but you know, we've got a drainage problem. We still got a mold problem, but you know, it is dry in here. It's only a 1,300 square foot crawl space, so the dehumidifier is able to keep up with the moisture. And also, we're going to recommend ripping out that silly duct kit, and we'll move the dehumidifier to the center of the crawl space, and we're probably going to have to re-clean the floor system to get rid of the mold. So, but that was why I was called here. Those items, it's important to note that when you're looking for a company that does this type of work, checking for that IICRC or Normie certification will help you to avoid these types of problems. And also, you know, use the engineering community and the mold hygienist community to get decent companies that are recommended. And they're certainly not going to be in the Google searches or in the phone book. The top companies that can market the most are not the companies that you're going to want to hire. So let's go outside and see if we can do something about the drainage problem. Stand by. So we're back out front. This house is very well maintained. It's in very good shape, obviously remodeled recently, and the bushes are perfect. Flower beds look perfect. These are oversized gutters, and we have, it looks to appear 5-foot discharges on the gutters. So they're doing everything they should be as far as outside drainage. The house is graded properly and it falls away towards the street, as many of the houses do on this street. So I'm not seeing any exterior protocol improvements that we could do to improve the foundation drainage challenge. Unfortunately, it does look like a sump pump may be required to keep this corner clear of water intrusion. Let's let it dry out here for a week or two before we make that final decision, as it could just have been a flood event. We have had a lot of rain here, but certainly this downspout needs, I would say, a 10-foot downspout extension. We get that water away out to this past this area of the flower bed. That could remedy this entire problem. So let's try that first, and then if we have to fall back to a foundation drainage program such as a sump pump or foundation drains, we can do so. But I'll be making that recommendation to the homeowner, extending this completely away. So thanks again for joining us. If you have any questions about mold, foundation drainage, encapsulations, controlled ventilation, liners, vapor barriers, we'd appreciate a phone call. We're not a franchisee outfit, and certainly we're independent, and we provide independent evaluations for our customers. And that's why people call us. They like having that opportunity to work with an independent professional like myself and the people in my network. So go ahead and give us a call at the number at the bottom of your screen. You can visit the website. We look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for joining us, and have a great day.